Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our
The second one will still start today, right? It won't be on the other side of midnight. Right, Beltway Ben? Ben's got a busy Saturday morning. We're going to get you our Saturday plays late tonight around 11:30 Eastern. You'll have that to sort through overnight and through the morning. And we've got our plays for Friday night coming to you live now. If you're new to the show, first, second, third down, 3 favorite bets we made since yesterday's show. Fourth and short, sometimes it is a fourth and long, maybe a long-term bet, a futures bet. I'll be looking at a short-term bet today. Overtime, we give you football parlays every day. And unlike the mooks and frauds, we show our work. We keep it real. We're totally transparent here. How we did last night, how we're doing on the year. Look, we lost a NBA bet that is killing me. We needed 30 points out of OKC in the first quarter. We got the 3 rebounds from Hartenstein. On what was a great night in the NFL for me, Beltway Ben. I got to tell you, when you spend all that time on an NBA bet and you drill down on the efficiencies of one team and the inefficiencies of another, and you make a parlay that you don't think anybody else is making, and you get the 3 rebounds out of Hartenstein 3 minutes into the game, and all you need is 30 points against the terrible defensive Wizards who were giving up 35 per first quarter. And OKC at home against a terrible defensive team goes 9 of 24 from the floor in the first quarter. 4 of 13 from 3 when they should have just been driving anyway because the Wizards can't defend 2-point shots. And they score 28 points in the quarter and then get the 30, 22 seconds into the second quarter. That hurts. But we crushed the Lamar Jackson prop. We crushed Lamar Jackson 2 touchdowns and likely over 20 yards. Achane longest. Look, Tua, I don't know what McDaniel was doing. He was trying to get fired. They won't fire him. And I'm off of the NHL for a while. Beltway Ben, you absolutely destroyed it and have us on the cusp of 100 units in profit since we launched this show in May.
Yes, we finished up above 10. 11:04, I believe. I had it on Twitter, but it was a very, very good night for us. Isaiah Likely, 11.17, sorry. Isaiah Likely came ready to go, played very well, and I expected it. I thought he would get the football a lot. I thought they'd look his way early and often. If he would have finished a touchdown, it would have been an even better night, but I can't really complain when we cashed those. We cashed a few parlays, and there were just a few losses in there. We also tailed you on the Achane longest reception. Yep. We also had Achane's rushing yards, so it was a very, very good night for us here.
Yeah, I thought Lamar might use his legs a little more. Again, I only played it at 30. I had the 30 yards rushing, 200 yards passing. He got us 200 yards passing. Thought he might run a little more in that game. Look, I also was all over Milwaukee Bucks on the money line. That cashed even without the Greeky Freak in the Super Discord. We should have given it out here. You always go back and forth. I loved OKC over team total and that OKC game over. We got that as well. All our picks in real time on the Super Discord. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, I'm going to call you an Apple bottom. And if you're listening on Spotify and you're a Spotifyer, again, go to our Twitter feeds. Go to my Twitter account. Go to Ben's Twitter account, at Jason Lockenfor, at BH Journalist. You can find a link tree to get you all the information on the Super Discord there. Yeah. So anyway, we're super fired up. It is another 3 lobster night. We're banging the mallets. We're pushing up on 100 units in profit. We appreciate the OGs who've been with us from the beginning. And Beltway Ben, before we get the first down, I just want to acknowledge today's holiday. It is Halloween. Glenn Danzig is the patron saint of All Hallows Eve. It is National Misfits Day, as far as I'm concerned. We definitely want to play a lot of Misfits on the show today, if possible. Ben, I know you got a lot going on already. I'm just going to throw that on your plate as well. And let's get the first down. Look, I'm on the Fighting Bill Belichick's on the money line. They're playing at Syracuse. I got a daughter who's at Syracuse. I went to Syracuse. Pay attention to the program. A lot of rumors about the Syracuse coach maybe leaving. He kind of sort of put him to bed, but not really. And everybody else is getting their extensions. I don't think he's getting one at Syracuse. Maybe he is the next coach at Penn State. I don't know. Here's what I do know, Beltway Ben. Since the quarterback, Aguilar, got hurt, they lose by 35, they lose by 13, they lose by 17, they lose by 25. Like, at home, they've been blown out by Pitt and Duke. Their wins this year are against Colgate and UConn at home. That's their home wins. They've allowed 31 points or more in 4 straight, And I know everybody's throwing dirt on Belichick and Mike Lombardi. Well, they probably should have beat Cal, right? They played Virginia tough. I just think plus 116, I think they can win this game. They've gotten better. It's us against the world. And like me, I'm not a big Halloween guy. I'm a big Misfits guy. Belichick loves Halloween, you know? We've seen him dress up as the pirate on the old NFL films there. I don't know. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, Beltway Ben. At the roller rink with Randy Moss. I think he shows out for Jordan. I just think people have gotten this a little, like this has all gotten a little too far gone. Like, yeah, they're a terrible team, but so has Syracuse been lately, and it's not much of a home field advantage. So I like the boys from Chapel Hill to take care of business tonight. What you got in first down, Ben?
I'm going something somewhat similar. We're going UNC 110 plus rushing
You
yards.
You love these college
And
props.
yes, you got that right. Rice 110 plus receiving yards. It's a different type of parlay, and we've talked about it. FanDuel is doing it. And I'm happy they brought it around because I used to really do well with college props, and they took those away, player props rather. Syracuse defense has not been good against the run. Jason mentioned they've had a lot of issues since the quarterback's gone down, the team as a whole, and they've been getting blown out, which means teams can run all over them. Now, UNC is not going to blow them out tonight, but UNC has played better as the year has gone on. Now, what has Syracuse done against the run? 145 allowed rushing yards versus Virginia, 120 versus Cal, 148 versus Charlotte, or UNC, sorry, 148 versus Charlotte. The 3 times that they went under the total, they were getting blown out. You're not going to run the football getting blown out. I don't expect Syracuse to blow them out here. It should be a tight game. And then Rice's passing offense. This is the risk here. This is the risky play. This team has gone under this in all but 2 games. They run the option offense. They're running at a 70% clip. It's a lot different of what is going on there. However, they're going to be playing from behind. Memphis' one issue is against the pass defensively. If they're playing from down 2 to 3 scores, which I'm expecting, you can't run the option all damn game. Like 110 passing yards from a college offense shouldn't be too much to ask for. So again, I moved these around a little bit. At first I had it 120 plus Rice, 100 UNC, but instead I moved that up and brought Rice down just a little bit. Because if you look at their games, it is going to be right around the 110 passing yards. But I do like these parlayed at plus 101.
Excellent. So we're both on Kakalaka a little bit there. Second down for me, not too exotic. Give me the Pacers on the money line. Plus 120. They're facing the failing Hawks without Trae Young. Look, I know the Pacers have had a rough start. Like, I know they're not winning games, Beltway Ben, but let's think about who they've played here. OKC, Memphis, Minnesota, Dallas, all Western Conference teams. They've been on the road for most of them. They took OKC to double overtime to start it. I think the Memphis game they probably want back. But, I mean, Minnesota after a slow start, that's no slouch. Dallas, I think we're going to see at the end of the year, Dallas is a playoff team. And they've had to be on the road. They're finally back home now after 3 straight on the road. And, like, Atlanta's played nobody. They played a bunch of teams in the East, and they can't beat anybody. I mean, Toronto came into their place and blew them out. Like, they beat the Nets without Trae Young, barely, without scoring in the final 4 minutes of game and killing a bet for me. Like, I think the Pacers back home are pissed off. NBA Cup or not, like they're not losing 5 straight to start the season. I am aware of their injuries, but Atlanta is a terrible defensive team that's down their number one facilitator. I just think there's a lot of value here on the Pacers, and people have gotten carried away with their slow start. Again, look at the Hawks. I've watched a lot of the Hawks. It ain't pretty. Second down, Ben.
Yeah, second down, we're going to an NBA play, and we're going Jalen Johnson over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists at minus 110 for the listeners. And then we're also going to play his double-double, which you can get at plus money, plus 135 here. When you look at what's going on, we're going after some value. Indiana is allowing more rebounds than anybody in the NBA, north of 50. Jalen Johnson's ability to get there with assists. I mean, he can do so many different types of things. A big number with the assist, as Jason just mentioned. Trae Young is out of this game. Jalen Johnson will have the ball more. He's not the point guard, but like Alexander Walker, like what do they really have there that we trust more than what Jalen Johnson has given them? The only issue through his short NBA career so far has been injuries. If he plays 4 quarters here, he's going to be filling up the stat sheet. He can score 20 plus points. He will grab 7 to 8 boards. I think he gets 10. And then also with Trae Young out, he should be able to get 6 assists. I'm expecting a lot of points in this game. Indiana hasn't been great defensively. As much as they're due for a win, the Hawks also need to come to play. I mean, you'd have no Trae Young. Other guys have to score. Other guys have to dish it out. I think we see Jalen Johnson step up in this spot. Plus 135 on the double-double, and then we'll also go with the points, rebounds, and assists.
Excellent. Third down for me. We're losing value in this. Honestly, I played this at the beginning of the week and got it a lot better than minus 150. But I fear if I wait till tomorrow to give this out and it's an EPL match being played tomorrow, we might lose even more value. It's always, again, we talk about this a lot. Which play do I want to talk about now at this moment in time where we know things are changing, people are consuming it at different times? We're going with the Brentford Crystal Palace, both teams to score. I expect there to be goals in this match. I expect it to be a little batty. And minus 150, I don't like playing things, in that area, frankly. Certainly with, nothing like minus 175 or minus 185 or minus 200, like a lot of jokers in this landscape. But I did want to get this now because, again, I don't think it's going to be there much longer. Why do I like it? Well, look, Palace just put up a 3 spot in the Leagues Cup against Liverpool midweek. They've been scoring a lot of goals. They recently played a crazy 3-3 game with Bournemouth. There's been a lot of goals in their home matches. They've conceded in 4 straight at home. Brentford is scoring on the road. Brentford's played 9 Premiership games like everybody else. There's been a BTTS in 6 of the 9. I think they're catching Palace in a time where they feel very, very confident about their ability to hit you on the counter, to play long balls, to score like that. They've got a legitimate target man in Mateta. And Brentford's just been one of the best teams in the Premiership. And it's not like they just sit back in a shell and wait and hope. We've also got the specter of U.S. national team star Chris Richards not going to be available for the Eagles. It doesn't sound like he anchors the Crystal Palace defense. That's a significant injury. Palace a little pissed off at the men's national team for how they handled that injury during the latest international cycle. So we've got that going on. We've got a team in Brentford that can score on the road. We got a Palace team that feels like they can put 2 or 3 up, but also does concede at home. And watch Brentford on the set pieces. They excel at the long throw-ins. I can see them getting a weird old-school goal in the box that way. There's a BTT 2-1. So that would get us home. Third down, Beltway Ben.
Third down, we're going to go to Ivica Zubac, and we're going over his rebounds. And the number is 10.5 at minus 110. He's over this in just 1 game so far this season. Hasn't been as aggressive as you might like to see on the glass. But I am confident here that we can get him going a little bit in a spot against the Pelicans team that, quite honestly, just isn't very good. Defending teams off the glass, keeping teams off. Zubac always gives us the offensive rebound ability. James Harden sticking outside, Kawhi Leonard with the pull-up game. Zubac will tap things out. I love offensive rebounds when we take rebounders props. He also gets tip-ins and different things like that. Now, on the defensive glass, he is by far the most aggressive player in this whole game. Yes, Misi is probably going to be his matchup. If that is the truth, I don't see Misi stretching him outside and pulling him away from the basket. This is going to be an aggressive Zubac tonight. We saw him go for 13 last game, and tonight we need 11. Again, not over it a lot this year, just 1 game. But it was the last game. We're starting to see him be a little bit more aggressive on the glass. And this is a 10.5-point spread. The Pelicans are due to show up. They're 0-4. The Clippers haven't been amazing. We saw what happened on the first night, which was just shocking. They get blown out like that. I do think they're better than that. They're 2-2 now. I don't know that this is a blowout, though, to put Zubac on the bench late. And even if it is, this is a guy who we've seen grab 20 boards in a full game before. He can't give me 11 before, 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I do like Zubac for tonight, over 10.5 rebounds.
I like that as well, Beltway Ben. I like that as well. Fourth down. This is going to be a 4th and short for me, kind of, basically, maybe. It's a parlay, but it involves a first quarter play. So we're going to call it a 4th and short. We're going to take the Cavs laying 2.5 in the first quarter, and we're going to pair that with over 227.5 for the game in this Raptors Cavs game. That's going to get us plus 146. There we go. So Cavs minus 2.5 first quarter, 228 total points in the game. We talked about the Wizards on yesterday's show and how bad they are in the fourth quarter. The Raptors say, hold our Molson Canadian, eh? They're even worse. They're being outscored by 5.4 points per first quarter. Opposing teams, Beltway Ben, in the first quarter against the Raptors are shooting 59.4% from the field. They're allowing over 35 points per first quarter. The Cavs, I know they're beat up. I know they have some injuries. But and I don't think they're going gung-ho to win regular season games like they did last year when they won 64, and it still didn't really help them in the playoffs. But they are coming off a loss. I like them in this spot. And Toronto brings out the points in everybody. Oh, yeah, and Cleveland is averaging 32.3 points per game in the first quarter, even despite all their injuries. Like, as to the total, we're taking it down to 228. Do I think it's going over 230? Did I play it at 236.5 and put that in the Discord? I did. Is it almost up to 240? Now it is. Why am I taking it to 227.5? Because I've been getting kicked in the nuts lately. So I've been, instead of playing this at 229, where I have been playing a lot of stuff, we're going to 227. But I'll note, these are the game totals on Raptor scores so far this year. 260, 224, 267, 239, 256. Cleveland, 4 of their 5 games have produced 230 points or more. When Toronto's going over this year and they're 4-1 to the over, they've gone over by 19, by 2.5, by 26, by 31. They've allowed 121 or more 4 times already this year. And Cleveland scored 113 or more in 4 of 5. I bring up 113 because that at least gets us almost halfway to this. NBA Cup or not, I think this is a chance for guys to fill up the box score a little bit. And Toronto's defense has just been horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I think the Cavs will be up enough for this one. So that's our play on fourth down. Where are you taking us, Ben?
Yeah, real quick on that one. We will get back to that in a second. As you mentioned with Toronto's defense, I do think Lonzo Ball is in a very good spot to clear his assist prop today. But here, fourth and short, we are going Devin Booker, 3+ first quarter assists, -110. This is risky. Taking assists in general is risky, in the NBA especially. Go look at what happened in their last game. He cleared this in the first quarter. He also went for 10 assists in the game, as did Keontae George, which we'll get to in overtime. Devin Booker, I get the scoring part of it, and I've been on his points a few times this year. He's the guy there. He's the scorer. With Jalen Green out, you have to expect that from him. But at the same time, teams are hedging. Teams are sending doubles. There's a lot of different things going on to take him away scoring. And he's shown that he can pass the ball, and he's shown he's been a good passer. When Bradley Beal was the addition, we were all told he was going to be the point guard. That was a massive failure, and Devin Booker had to take on that role more, and he was comfortable doing it. Now, you have Mark Williams he can throw the lobs to. Royce O'Neal and Grayson Allen, great three-point shooters. I think he's going to play a ton of minutes here, 8, 10, 12, somewhere around there. And the Jazz, how bad they are defensively, we should see a lot of assists. I mentioned before, assists are always risky in the NBA because you're betting on 2 people. You're betting on the passer, and you're also betting on the scorer. I don't love doing it, but in some of these spots when you have teams allowing more assists than anyone else in the NBA, I'm fine taking it, especially in a spot where we know this star player is going to play the majority of the first quarter. So again, risky, but I am taking Devin Booker 3+ first quarter assists at -110.
No risk it, no biscuit, Beltway Ben.
Damn right.
The ball's on you. The ball's on Beltway Ben. Brass balls. You have an 11-unit night. You're allowed.
Well, there's another +500. Another Thursday night +500. You got to be happy.
That's all. Nothing. Just light work. All in a night's work for Beltway Ben and Team Wannabet. Overtime for me. Ben, what do you think if I just give out the 3 plays and then just talk about the game? And then I'll save the Otani, and then I'll hit the Otani.
That's fine, but do you want me to put
Is that going to mess it up? Is that going to mess it up for cutting up videos?
Not at all, but do you want me to throw out my yellow card, red card, or I mean, you do have a few plays here with the same team.
What do I want you? You got to do your own thing.
I'm joking.
It's the same game, but it's not the same element doesn't appear in all 3 of them. You know what I mean? There's not a Harry Kane anytime goal in all 3 of them.
Likely was a yellow yesterday.
There's not a Bayern half full, right? In all 3 of them.
No, it's just likely yesterday. I mean, you throw up a yellow, that's a warning, buddy. You better make sure that you really get this one.
Which one did you almost yellow me on? I can't believe those cards haven't arrived yet.
No, I didn't. I said Isaiah Likely. I would have gotten it yesterday. Likely would have given. Remember,
I wasn't, but you brought it up. I wasn't
I
gonna.
know,
I wasn't.
I know, but it's just the conversation of we do have
Oh, I
yellow and
know.
red cards now. We are warning each other. Hey, listen, you need your team to come through.
I also I need to see if you can take the logo that we have. Do you think in Adobe you could put also like under it wannabetwithus.com and add that to it?
For what?
Because I want to get stickers made up, and we can put the I just want to start smacking stickers on stuff. People are like,
Everywhere.
"Oh, what the hell's WannaBet?" You know what I mean? And we can put them on the yellow cards and the red cards. But I was just about to send it yesterday, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, I want to get." You know what I mean? I want to be able to put the web address on there.
Right.
Do you think you can do that?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And then when you do that, send that back to me, and then I'll order the stickers.
Right. Yeah, I could do it.
It was like $29 for 100 stickers or something like that.
That'll be exciting. We can stick it all around.
Right? People are going to be, what the hell is that? Okay. Overtime. So I am going to give the 3 out. I'm going to put the 3 out there and then talk about the game. First play we have on this Titans-Chargers game. Chargers laying 5.5. Chargers over 23.5 points. Ladd McConkey at least 60 receiving yards. That is plus 180. For the Apple Bottoms and the Spotifyers, and we love you. And soon we're going to start giving you audio exclusive content. And if you watch the show on YouTube or Twitter, and you just maybe subscribe on one of the audio feeds too. And listen, bet number 2 on this game. Chargers over 20.5 points. McConkey, 50 or more receiving yards. Herbert, 225 passing yards. Plus 105. We're also on this game, and I'm on this game in more ways than this. But Chargers laying 5.5. Chargers to score at least 28 points. Plus 130. Okay. The game in general. Let's start with the Chargers and the 5.5. They're laying close to 10. Harbaugh is 16-8-1 since he took over this team. That is best in the NFL. They're coming off a bye. Harbaugh teams are usually well prepared off a bye. And they're playing a Titans team that is the worst cover team in recent NFL history. You got to find a team that's only covered 4 times in a season and a half. Like, it hasn't happened many times since 1970. No matter how high they move the lines, Mike McCoy ain't covering them, just like Baby Callahan wasn't covering them. So there's that. You got a Tennessee defense that's 32nd in points per game allowed, points per game differential, yards per game, and third down defense. So there's that. You got their best players like Simmons and others hurt. They've been outscored 69-27 in 2 games under the interim coach. So much for a bump there. Am I a little worried this becomes a total blowout and maybe they don't run it up to 33, 34 like they could? A little bit. That's why we're playing the totals where we're playing them. How's that Chargers offense look the last 3 weeks? Oh, yeah, and they got Joe Alt back last time, and he's coming off an extra rest. Well, 400-plus yards, 3 games in a row. Still the running game, a little bit fits and starts with some injuries there. We're looking at Herbert, 264, 420, and 227. And that's with the blowout against the Vikings, where if he wanted to throw for 400, he could. Alt means everything. Herbert's thrown 3 touchdowns or more in 3 straight games. He does that again. It's got us to 21 right there. You got Cam Ward, who will turn the ball over and give you short fields. Like, that's built in. And then McConkey. Beltway Ben. McConkey's got 34 targets the last 3 games. That's a lot. Tennessee against outside receivers. 9.7 yards. 9.7 yards per attempt to receivers in general, 31st in the league. 11.1 per attempt to outside receivers. McConkey's not just doing damage in the slot. Look at the routes run. He's on the outside quite a bit. 11.1 per attempt to outside receivers. 77% completion percentage to outside receivers. They got no pass rush. Herbert and McConkey are taking off again. The left tackle's back. That's all the ways we're on that game. Also, we have sprinkled tonight on, this might be the last time we get to bet baseball all year, Beltway Ben. Shohei Ohtani to steal a base tonight, plus 475. We got sprinkle, half unit, choppy play. If they walk him, if he gets a base hit, they can't score any runs. Roberts hasn't been afraid to send him before. Kirk threw him out the other night, but it was the extended tag. They got a manufacturer. The guys behind him aren't doing anything. He walks. He gets a base hit. I could see him running. Fast track. So we're taking a shot at that. Plus 475. He is a 50 base stealer. Overtime for you, Beltway Ben.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I actually kind of like that. When you sent that to me, I was like, oh, that's interesting. It wouldn't surprise me to see it. And I think we're going to get a game 7. I do. I'm not betting
And I
it.
think it could be a tight game, and
Yeah.
Roberts is a low-scoring, tighter game, and Roberts is like going to give him carte blanche. If you think you got it, take it.
Right. And Ohtani, he's aggressive, and he's a good base
And the
runner.
Blue
He's a
Jays
fun-
relievers don't hold anybody on. I will guarantee you this. If Otani's on first base and Sir Anthony Dominguez is in the
I knew
game,
that's where you're going.
that will cash. That I wish I could make it a whale play in that scenario. You know what I mean? Like, if you guarantee me he's on first base and Dominguez is in the game, I'd bet my left nut on it.
I knew
And
that's where
probably
you were
my
going.
right nut, too.
As soon as you said, if you told me, I was like, he's going to Dominguez. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it's where we were going. But no, I like 3 plays in the NBA. I just mentioned I like the Dodgers tonight. I've liked them a lot. The series, we also have the series long prop at -110 that we got after game 1. Don't feel
I got
great
him
about.
plus 425. Remember? I got him.
Yeah.
I got him when it looked like Toronto was going to be eliminated. Dodgers plus 425. It's probably not going to freaking hit.
Yeah, I do think we get a game 7 though. We that would be pretty good
I
for
hope.
baseball in general. Devin Booker 6+ assists, Keontae George 6+ assists, and the alternate over again. Alternate numbers is what we do on this show. 223.5 -124. They played just a few nights ago and they went way over this number. Now you can tell me it was in overtime. They were way over this number in regulation. You only get 5 minutes in overtime. And NBA overtime, I mean, there's 16.
It's not
to
like
24.
college where they're
Yeah.
still fouling and all that
Right.
janky, crazy shit.
NBA, you've seen teams score like a combined 8 points in overtime. So that doesn't always make the complete difference. Both of these teams don't play any defense at all. None at all. Devin Booker, 10+ assists the other night and was cleared of 6 way before overtime. Keontae George, 10+ assists the other night, was way over it before. Keontae George can score a little bit, but when you have Lauri Markkanen doing what he does, Walker Kessler being the threat on the interior, and just the things that they have going offensively, Keontae George, primary ball handler, he's going to get the ball out. I do expect him to have 6 assists, and against the Suns defense who doesn't do much at all, they're allowing like the second or the most points in the NBA, and the Jazz are right up there with them. Now, Devin Booker, on the other hand, I broke him down earlier why I think he's going to have a big assisting night. 6 should be no issue. His number's 8.5. I lean him to go over that as well, but we'll just take 6+ just to be safe and to get us down to this number we put in the over. If both of these guys have 6+ assists, I'm guessing that we're going to go way over that number. That should be no issue if we see a lot of assisting. Now, the next play. This also involves a regular play for me. Lonzo Ball over 4.5 assists, which you can find at -110 in some spots. That is an official play. Devin Booker, 6+ assists. Talked about it before. And Lauri Markkanen, 20+ points. He's averaging 30+. He's going off. He's playing really good basketball. Now, you look at an average and say, well, he did score 50 in one game. That changes the average a little bit. He's been getting to 20 with no issue either. +160, bad defense he's facing. Book I mentioned. And then Lonzo Ball. You mentioned the Raptors earlier. They're allowing the 3rd most assists in the NBA, and Lonzo has been handling the basketball for them. I don't know that Mitchell's going to play or he's not going to play. Whatever's there, I'm expecting him to play. But they're comfortable letting Lonzo bring the ball up and find Mitchell coming off of a screen. Find Mobley in the post and letting him have a 1-dribble hook. Like, these are the things that they're doing this year, and I do expect Lonzo Ball to continue. That was a sneaky ad. Like, I expect him to continue to add on assists as long as he's
I wonder
healthy.
what his threes are, too, because a lot of times he's bringing it up, and they expect the pass, and then I'm seeing him hit the top of the key 3 like it's automatic. I wonder what his 3. I'm going to look into that. I wonder how many threes they think he's going to make.
I need assists. I do not need threes. But
No, I know.
do
I'm just
think
saying.
he
I
goes over
wonder.
the 4.5. And then lastly, we move these around as well. Jalen Johnson, 30+ PRAs. Derek White, 15+ points. Ivica Zubac, double-double, +177. We got to Zubac earlier. I think 10 rebounds should not be out of the question. His number's 10.5. Should be able to get there. Derek White.
You
hurt
can't
me
quit
a little
Derek
bit.
White.
No, I can't get off of him. I just think, like, with that situation, is Anthony Simons going to have a hot night every game? I don't see that coming. And Jaylen Brown is due for the stinker that he puts up regularly last year. He's been good. But Derek White, the shots are there. Like, he scores, 19 last game or whatever it was? He had 20 shots. The game before that, he only scored 11. 18 shots. Like, the shots are there. This is a tough environment they're going to be in Philadelphia. You expect some of the younger guys to be a little rattled by it. Derek White's played here before, and he's had a lot of success there. They're not playing much defense, as we saw in the Wizards game the other night. I think Derek White should have no issue getting 15. And then Jalen Johnson, 30+ PRAs. Very high on him tonight with no Trae Young and Porzingis not wanting to be in the paint at all and like stretching it out. Jalen Johnson's aggressive. We should have no issue there. +177 on this parlay. The Lonzo Ball official play, that is -110. And then the parlay is Lonzo Ball, 5+ assists. Devin Booker 6+, Lauri Markkanen 20+ points, and then the first parlay we gave out. Devin Booker 6+ assists, Keontae George 6+ assists, and the alternate over 223.5 at -124.
Love it. But wait, Ben, you ready to do this again in like a little 10 hours?
10.5 around, yeah. Yes.
11:30 tip off. That's what we're going with.
I think we shoot for 11:30, and we're going to be live on Twitter and YouTube.
Are we live on both right now?
Yes.
And this is so we've had no issues.
Yeah, if you guys could tell. Sorry. Also, if you're watching the stream, you see me turning my head and stuff. Trying to make sure we have things right.
We got a lot going on. We still got a lot going on. So do you think we even need the new laptop still? I mean, we'll take it, obviously. But
I would take it. We'll talk about more. Yes, we should get
we need it. We just say we need it. We need it. We need it.
We'll
So that's Friday's show. Saturday show, we're on it. We really like the Premiership card this weekend. Saturday show is going to be up at 11:30, and then obviously you guys can consume that all the way through college football and NCAA kicking off. And we'll have some NFL plays tonight as well, and then a regular Sunday, 11:30 or noon.
Yes,
or
this
whatever.
week. We're gonna have to.
Or you want to do
The
11?
pregame show is shaken up a little bit, as you know, for our radio station. And I got moved around a little bit because of some other issues. So I am now 11:15 or 11:20. It's only a 5-minute hit. They bring me on for a few minutes to talk best bets. But again, as you know, they did shake it up a little bit and move people around. And
But this Sunday, there's
that's what
no
I'm saying.
Ravens.
We're fine this week. Next
So we'll
week
say
and going
11?
forward.
I don't know. Whatever.
Well, no, I think after, but I will.
Okay. All good. By the way, Ben, let them know how you destroyed it last night. I still can't believe the freaking Thunder, man. 9 of 24 in the first quarter, 4 of 13.
That was disgusting. I knew, and you knew how it was going to go. They were going to go on the run. We talked about it on the phone earlier. They were going to go on the run. They get to 28 to get a quick bucket in the second quarter.
And then I also knew, the first possession in the second half, they're gonna get the 2. I mean, anywho, look, we're tonight. We may do it. We may get over 100 units tonight. Now that's not the goal. The goal is to keep pushing forward. The goal is not to get stuck around 50 as much as we did, and that's on me. I've been super hot or super cold. That's the way it goes sometimes. All our bets in the Super Discord, again, you see the QR code there. Apple Bottoms, Spotifyers, you guys go to our Twitter page. You can get to the Super Discord that way. And we'll see you guys real soon on WannaBet.